Happy Sunday, babes. Happy Sunday. It's Curly's Victoria. I am back with another video. If you guys are new here, hi, welcome to my channel. If you've already been subscribed, thanks for coming back. So listen, we just talked about it in my other video. I just did a hair video. Talked about my hair, didn't do it. Here I go making a video now, still haven't done it. So let me just tell you this. Okay, let me get serious. So this video is just basically going to be 5 things that I'm going to be doing to just better my life this year. And let's just get into the video. I don't want to prolong it. I want to get straight to it. First things first is consistency, discipline, being on a routine. I just put that all together because I feel like that's 5 things that could be easy points, but let's just put them together because they go together. Discipline, consistency, and having a routine go together, okay? That's like a family. You don't want to separate mama bear, papa bear, and baby bear, okay? Consistency, discipline, and routine. When you have a routine, it's going to make you want to be consistent, and it's going to make you want to be disciplined. If you don't have a routine, you're not going to want to be consistent, and you're not going to want to be disciplined. So the way that I look at it is, okay, if you look at the routine, you look at routine as the papa bear, right? Because if you have the head of the house doing what he needs to do, the routine, then that means that all of the things, the subcategories, or anything that falls under that umbrella is going to function, right? So you got the daddy, the papa bear, leading the house correctly, and you have the mother as consistency, right? Mama bear is consistency. If mama and daddy are consistently doing what they need to do, or mama's consistently being where she needs to be to the baby bear, then the baby bear is going to do what mama and papa bear need it to do, which the baby bear is the discipline, right? If the baby sees consistency from mama and they see routine from dad and mom and dad together, then they're going to want to be disciplined to do the same, right? So look at consistency, discipline, routine as mama bear, papa bear, and baby bear. So that's what I want to do. And I just came up with that analogy just now, but that is a good way to look at it, because I just like to think like it's a structure, right? Granted, I think giving you guys the mama bear, papa bear, baby bear is just more of an easier visual to really make it make sense. But I think that it's definitely 3 things that go together if you want discipline. The second thing that I'm going to be doing is utilizing rewards, creating reward accounts, and also making sure that I am utilizing my credit and all of that stuff for positivity, and I'm paying my bills and things on time. Now granted, when I say bills and things, I'm not talking about your regular rent. I'm not talking about your regular electric. Those are things that, yeah, they need to be paid on time, but I'm talking about everything from the credit cards to those bills to anything that you have coming up, anything that you know you need to do. Consistent with it, right? And when I say consistent and when I say making sure that it's done, I'm talking about if this and that's going to be on autopay, put it on autopay. If this and that is going to be on this card, put it on that card. If you set up your bills and you set up your things that your obligations, if you set those things up on autopay, not only do you save money, but you save yourself from accidentally missing due dates. Why? Because it is strategically set up. Now granted, if you're changing debit cards and credit cards because maybe you lost one, or maybe this one had a fraud alert, or maybe this and that, it does become a little bit like, dang, I gotta reset and do all of this stuff, because the minute that you have to chop up an old card, it no longer is going to be pulling a payment for something that you had on auto pay. So now you have to redo everything, right? Just don't forget to do that if you have to change out a card. But I want to make sure that I consistently have everything linked on autopay. I know exactly what credit cards, what limits, what due dates is for everything. So I'm going to write out what are my current credit cards, what are my current credit builder loans, what are my current secured loans, what is my current line of secured line of credit, what are my current trade lines, and making sure that I know the due date, making sure I know the amount owed, and making sure that I am paying them every month on time. One of the biggest things you can do is pay those situations, those bills, those things on time. Why? Because that's going to create an opportunity of leveraging. A lot of people think, oh, I see this girl with that, or I see this guy with that. Oh, they're rich. Some people could be rich, they could be wealthy, they could be, it's a whole different, thing. But what you don't realize is if they are successful, or they're building wealth, or they're building success, they leverage. Successful people leverage. It's if you can save that cash and let it grow interest and have a positive ROI on that cash, amazing. But what you should be using is credit. You should be using your credit. I see it all the time. People have these high credit scores and still can't get approved. Why? Because they have no credit history. You want to show payment history. You want to show credit worthiness. You want to show all of these different things that are going to make an institution want to lend to you. In the end of the day, they're not lending to that score. They're lending to the individual, the borrower. And if they don't see anything that makes them feel as though you're going to be less risky and that they're going to lend to you, then they're not going to lend to you. That's why it's like bad credit is better than no credit. Why? Because at least I can see your history of bad or consistent, inconsistent. But just having a good credit score, it's too brand new that they don't know what to do with you. So if you find yourself in that situation, I've been finding that a lot of people have been in that situation and they've come to me recently. Even though I'm not a credit repair expert, I know a lot about it. So I just would encourage you guys to maybe start out with a credit builder loan, credit card, maybe a small secured loan, and just start building up your credit. Once you do that, take about 6 months to see, your consistency, and then you probably will start reaping more reward for being able to accrue things. Somebody asked me, hey, if you had this sum of money, what would you do with it right now? And I said, I would invest in a property. Like, if you don't have any other obligations, you don't have any other things that you have to get or need to get, invest in a property and then invest some of it in a secured, like a stocks and bonds, something that's going to return you an investment. That's what I would do. So they were like, okay, bet. So now look at it. I'm helping them find property. So it just all boils down to figure out what you need for your success. So the first thing we have is consistency, discipline, routine. The second thing that we have is I'm going to be making sure that all my financials are basically together. On time payments, I know exactly what's coming in and out. You should know your bill amount to the dollar or to the range every month. You just should. Why? Because you're obligated to pay these expenses, right? So if you're paying these expenses, you need to know exactly what. Now granted, some things will change, like your electric bill will not be the same amount every month. Why? Because your usage levels are different, or your TV bill might not be the same every month. Why? Because a new promotion came out and it saved you or it made you have to pay more. Your rent or your mortgage is likely to be consistent unless you've experienced an increase. Your car note. If you have a car note, then your car note is going to be split more than likely upon a certain amount of term. So if you have 72 months, then it's going to take the amount that you purchased the car for, the purchase amount, divided by the number of months that you have on your auto insurance, not your auto insurance, but your auto lease. And that's what it's going to divvy you up every month, unless you pay like a sum that's greater than your monthly to get you further down on your principal and lower your interest. These types of things, you have some expenses, and this is where we fall into variable. You have different variables and you have different fixed expenses, right? Variable and fixed cost is what you often hear it as, and if you've never heard that, variable is just like the word variable. It changes, right? It could be up and down, it changes. Fixed is it's going to be set. If you're paying $100 every month for your motorcycle car note, it's $100 every month. It's fixed, okay? If you're paying electric bill, like I just gave you an example, the usage is different. You could be out of town half the month this month. Then half the month, you're gonna notice that no electric was used, right? Because you have been gone for half the month, right? But if you're here every day for the next month, then you're gonna notice the bill is higher because you were here every single day and you utilize that electricity every single day. So you have to ask yourself, what is it that I'm striving to achieve? What is it that I need to know? And then when you create your financial portfolio, put fixed costs, put variable costs, put the things that you know are going to help you remember exactly what you need to be doing. So then the next thing that I would tell you to do, fixed, variable, and that's that, okay? We're not gonna get too heavy into different types of costs. That's just me. So we got that, we got the finances, we've got the, I think that was 2, because I just went to the different costs. The third thing that I would say that I would be doing to better my life and put myself in a better position this year is my fitness. Whether I'm doing 30 minutes a day on sit-ups, push-ups, walking, whatever, I want that to be my thing. Just getting my overall health back together, weight loss, all that type of stuff, that's going to be a thing. The fourth thing that I want to do is just make sure that I am consistently doing what I'm supposed to do when it comes out to business. Creating my systems, recruiting my people, doing everything that I need to do to get my businesses not only functioning, but literally top tier operating, right? The way that they need to operate. Because oftentimes you find yourself being the literal every position in the company until it becomes what you need it to become. And some people will think, oh, that's overwhelming. It could be, not gonna lie. But at the same time, you have to get it done, right? You have to find a way to make things happen. So that's me, problem solver. So then, see, I just got an email, credit score went up. Pay them bills and get that credit stuff together. So that's what was that, the third thing? Fitness. So the third thing was fitness. Fourth thing was just having my business stuff in operation the way that it needs to be. And the fifth thing that I'm going to say is just making sure that I do what I need to do for my peace and my energy. If it means cutting people off, if it means taking a vacation, staycation, whatever I need to do, that's what your girl gonna be doing. Because the best way to be the best you is to make sure that you're good to you. And if that means that you gotta cut whomever, y'all hear me talk about cutting people off all the time, because sometimes people are just dead weight. You just gotta let them go. You gotta let them go. Let your feelings catch up later, okay? Because your heart, your mind always knows what it needs to do, but sometimes you have that compassionate part of yourself, that conscience, that everything that just does not want to let go. And that's what keeps you in stressful situations longer than you have to be, because you just feel like, it's okay, I'll get through it. I always do. And it's like, no, cut them off, move on. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and later.